My name is Noelle and welcome to my channel Black Crow Yoga. I'm going to take a Vinyasa Flow today, working through the body, all levels available, so take the option that suits you. Flow today, we're going to just look for moments of stillness. So the body benefits from movement, the mind benefits from stillness, we know that, but sometimes in our flow we can find a little bit of both, quietness through our flow. Choose your challenge and take as many breaths as you need. Let's begin in a child pose. Come to the back of your mat, bring your toes together. Take your knees nice and wide. Set up your pose before you come down. Let your hips get heavy, so aiming them back towards the heels. They may touch the heels, they may just hover, but find a heaviness in the hips as they drop back down. And start to walk your hands forward. So inch your arms forward, reaching so that you can lengthen your spine. Don't come too far, you just want to create some space between the bones and the back. Before you drop your head, take a breath in. And allow the back of the neck to lengthen so you can lengthen right into the skull. Dropping the forehead to the mat if that's comfortable. If that isn't comfortable, either rest your head on a block or a prop, or you can fold your elbows, rest them onto the forearms. Soften down into the body. Letting gravity draw you down towards the mat. Just let the breath begin to flow, nice and easy, nice and gentle. There's a slight rounding of flexion in the spine, so just let that get heavy as the hips drop down away from you, and the spine just gently rounds all the way up to the skull. Soften the shoulders, and feel the breath move into the back of the body, as well as down into the belly. The legs are wide, there's space for the belly to just soften, so let it go, don't hold it in. At the same time, allow the breath to expand across the back of the body, the back of the chest, the sacrum. So allowing yourself to arrive, finding stillness. Take another breath in. And this one, have an easy open mouth exhale. Slowly bring yourself up, walk your hands back, sit yourself over to the side. Bring your legs forward and come down onto your back body. Keep your knees bent at first, feet on the mat. Just bring your right knee in towards your chest. Bring your knee towards your right shoulder. And just holding just under the shin. Try to create a little bit of deepness, compression into the top of this hip. The left leg can stay as it is. If it's comfortable, extend it long. And as you extend it, keep it engaged by pressing the heel away, keeping your toes turning up so it's not just rolling out. Start to rotate into your right ankle, just moving the joint, circling one way then the other. And then let the leg go. Bring your arms overhead and drape them so that they create an anchor for the upper body. The shoulders get heavy, and just extend your right leg. And just like you're extending your left leg, press your heel towards the ceiling. So it's just directly over your hip. Curl your toes towards your shin on both legs. And just feel that engagement as the legs push and extend away from you. Upper body stays nice and heavy. Find stillness. In these moments of stillness, connect in with your breath. Slow and deep. Slowly start to lift up and hold onto the back of the leg with the hands. Interlace the fingers behind either the hamstring, the knee. Some of you will hold the back of the shin. And just gently draw the leg towards you. Now be gentle. Just find the range of motion. Find your natural stopping point. It doesn't have to come far. It's early in the practice. Take your time. Just find your sweet spot. And once you've found that, start to resist the pull of the hand towards you by pressing the leg away, and allow the leg to push away so that it can lift the head and shoulders, creating a little bit of a counter pull. Left leg can stay on the mat. Sometimes it's good to just let it lift and hover, but keep pushing it away. So you create this hammock-like effect as you just kind of hang there. The arms are pulled all the way to straight. The leg is just supporting you. Little flexion again into the spine, chin to chest. And slowly set the left leg down, bend the knee, take the right leg down. Bring your left knee up towards that left shoulder. And again, keep this right foot on the mat for the moment. Just feel deep into this left hip. Holding under the shin, drawing it in. If it feels all right, extend the right leg. And again, keep that engagement. So heel presses away, toes curl. Start to rotate your left ankle. Just move into the joint, wake it up a little. Come to center. And then release your arms again. Let them drape over the head so that there's a shoulder sensation of the shoulders dropping to the mat. And extend that left leg just like the right. Press the heel away, curl the toes. Keeping both legs engaged. And just let them be still. Breathing in and out. Reach up, catch hold of the leg, lacing the fingers behind them, hamstring the knee, or maybe the calf, just gently guide the leg towards you again, just to find the range of motion, not to touch the head to the knee. Find a sweet spot where you feel the hamstrings, you can just pause. And once you've reached that, start to resist it, pressing the leg away from you till you straighten the arms and the head has nowhere to go but up. Maybe hover this right leg. And again, find that little hanging point. Keep the chin to the chest, the navel to the spine. And then slowly release. Bend both knees onto the mat. Bring yourself up. And take your hands behind you. Keep your left foot where it is. Take your right ankle across your left knee. Gently press the knee away. And press down deep into the hands, into the left foot, and lift your hips, drawing your left knee forward, keeping this right knee extending outwards. Try to bring an evenness to the hip. The right hip will want to drop with the weight of this right knee. See if you can lift it up and away from you. Keep the head in neutral. And gently squeeze the glutes. Take the load out of the abdominal muscles, spreading the effort right down through that left leg. Press a little stronger through the arms, and then slowly set it down. Uncross the right leg and take the left ankle across the right. Again, foundation's important. Press your hands, press your right foot, and slowly lift your hips. So let this left knee get heavy, but the left hip lift. Right knee presses away. Look down, check you're not dropping down. See if you can lift this hip, but keep dropping the left knee. Keep the foot flexed, head in neutral. Breathe. Slowly release. Spin your legs around, kneeling at the back of the mat. Keep your toes tucked. Sit your hips back onto your heels and just take your hands, lace them behind, open your shoulders, and just release into the shoulders. Knuckles get heavy, reaching back towards the mat. Keep reaching, and then set the fingers down. So fingers resting on the mat. Open the chest a little deeper like a baby camel pose. Broaden across your collarbones. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together to open the chest. Maybe you lift the hips, take it all the way down the front of the body. Maybe you drop the head. Slowly set it down. Lift the spine up, hands down, knees lift. Lift your hips, Uttanasana, back of the mat. Keep the knees soft. You move from extension into round and just let the head hang. Soften the knees so you're not pulling into the low back, and hold on to your elbows. Get a little bit of heaviness and weight into the spine. Press down evenly through your feet. Resist the urge to move, just find stillness. Allowing these moments of pause where the body stays static, but the breath is still moving through you. Connect in with that breath. And release the arms, bend the knees, set the hips back nice and deep as you find Utkatasana chair. Stay low, stay deep. Hands can reach forward or hands to touch. Just take little pulses. Just start to warm up the legs a little. Don't be afraid to challenge the depth of the hips. Often we come too high. Just Move little pulses till you feel the response. The legs start to warm. Inhale, come all the way high. Take your left arm down and fold it behind you, taking a half bind. Hold on to that left wrist. Gather it across the body into your right waist. Allow your right ear to drop. Just get a little stretch into the neck. You can turn the angle of the neck, the chin, up and down a little till you feel that stretch all the way along from the temple down into the bicep. Right shoulder stays relaxed and dropping. And slowly release. Take the right arm behind you into the bind, catch hold of the wrist and just draw it around, snuggle it into that left waist, keeping both shoulders heavy. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Again, change the angle if you need to till you find a little tight spot and breathe there. Slowly release. Bring your feet to hip distance, Tadasana. Take your arms out and up, look up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana, soften your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk out, down dog. Plant your hands. A couple of rounds of turbo dog, so lift your heels, bend your knees, press your chest back. And then lift and lower the heels. Do that 2 more times. Lift your heels, bend your knees deep, pressing your chest, your belly back to the knees. Inhale, lift high and heels down. Last time, lift, bend the knees, pressing the chest back. This time, stay where you are, just drop your knees into tabletop pose. Now find your neutral spine, left toe stay tucked. Pressing your hands nice and evenly. Spine is neutral, so it's not arched, it's not round. Take your right leg behind you, flex the foot, and just like you extended it long from lying, extend it long. In the kneeling position, notice if it's too high, you'll tilt it up or drop down. Back of your neck is long. Find stillness, don't move anything except your left arm reaching it forward, thumb faces up. Find the stillness, engagement through the abdominal muscles. Keep reaching hand and foot away. Keep everything else steady, just take your hand out to the side, turn your thumb to face forward. Stay steady. Everything else stays still, just turn the hand alongside the hip, the thumb faces down. Slowly release left hand, tuck left toe so you find traction to hover the knees. Take the right leg all the way up and back. And then exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you round your spine, make some space to step into. Lighten off your fingertips, press your left knee away, your heel away, and take your arms forward and up, high crescent lunge. Little softness in that left knee, find steadiness. Reach tall through your fingers, through your torso. Keep that length and slow as you can, drop your left knee. Don't be in a hurry to reach the mat. Take your arms wide. Now turn so your belly turns, your navel turns towards this right thigh. Once you reach that spot, take your left hand to the outside of that right knee. Take your right arm into a bind around the back body, wrapping yourself into the twist. Press the knee against the hand to find a little deeper rotation. And find your breath. Simple inhales. Simple exhales. Slowly release, come back, framing your front foot with your fingertips. As you straighten your right leg, if the hips drop back too far, scoot your right foot forward a little so you can roll onto the heel. Curling the toes again towards your shin if that's comfortable. Doesn't matter if you have a little bend in this right knee, you're just looking to bring it towards straight. Remember, you're stretching it, you're not jamming it down. Pull the right hip back, curl the toes back, and drive the heel down. Option for some of you to hold the foot with one, maybe both hands. Challenge the balance a little down through the heel, down through the left toes. Slowly release, plant your hands, rebend that knee, take some weight into your hands, lift your back knee and set it back, plank pose. Now find a long line to your pose, your feet are hip distance. So a plank is not dropping in the middle, it's not bending at the top, it's a long straight line. If you need to make it a little easier, drop your left knee. We're going to float the right leg, just extending the heel long and away from you. Crown reaches forward. hold. Find your breath, find the challenge, and breathe through it. In the midst of movement and chaos, there's a stillness inside. Find that. Set the right foot down, take the right knee down, spin to the inside of that left foot, take your left arm up. Side plank, pressing the hand into the mat as the left arm reaches up. Stay. Some of you might like to float this bottom knee. Maybe bring it forward. Choose your challenge. Pressing the hips forward, chest stays open, shoulder blades squeeze together. Slowly release left hand, right knee, left knee. Rock forward in the hips, bend your elbows, land your chest and chin into the back bend, 8-point pose. Slide through it onto your belly, untuck your toes. Keep your first cobra nice and gentle, lifting as you inhale. Soften as you exhale. Tuck your toes, roll your hips up and back, down dog. One more time, turbo dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees deep, press the belly back to the thighs. Set the knees down. Find your neutral spine, wrists under shoulders, toes on the right are tucked as your left toes extend. Out, pressing the heel away. And again, notice if you tend to lift a little higher, if you've a bend in it, push it away. So just like a plank, long straight line to the body. Find that evenness in shoulders and hips. Engagement in the core as you take your right arm forward, thumb faces up. Nothing else changes, but the arm comes to the side, your thumb faces forward. Nothing else changes, arm comes down by your hip, thumb faces down. Slowly set the hand down, right toes pressing enough to get traction to lift the right knee. Take your leg all the way up and back. Breathe in. As you breathe out, curl your knee to your nose, bring your shoulders forward. You're creating the space to step into. Lighten up your fingertips, look forward, low lunge, you reach forward and all the way up, high lunge. Soften the back knee as you reach tall through your fingers, lengthening your side weights. Keep that length as you lower really slowly right knee to the mat. Take your arms out wide. Turning your navel to the left now, towards that left thigh. Find your sweet spot, your stopping point, and then take your right hand to the outside of the knee, left hand into the bind. Adjust gently as you wrap yourself into it, find the rotation a little deeper. Slowly release, unwrap. Hands forward, fingertips to the mat. You're looking to pull this left hip back. So if you find you come back too far, scoot the left foot forward so you can curl the toes towards you. Curling the toes and driving the heel down, pulling the hip back. Stay, or maybe you explore that little balance, holding the foot with the right, maybe the left hand. Keep the spine long, reach through your crown. Keep driving that left heel down. Find steadiness, find stillness. Slowly release. Plant your hands, bend your knee, take the weight into your hands, lift your back knee, step it back to your plank pose. Now again, your option is to take this right knee down as your left leg floats in your plank. As the leg floats, press the heel away so it's long and engaged. Breathe. And slowly set the left knee down, roll to the inside of that right foot as you take your right arm up, side plank. Press down through your foundation, stay right here. Some of you will float that left knee, maybe bring it forward. Keep pressing the hips forward and allow the shoulder blades to squeeze together. Protecting this left shoulder, keeping the front head of this left shoulder open. Slowly release, take the hand down, the knees down. Rock forward, shoulders over wrists. Bend your elbows, land your chest and chin into the back bend of 8 points. Pull through onto your belly and find your cobra. Low, maybe medium. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, roll your hips up and back, find your down dog. Walk the hands back to the feet, back of the mat. Find your Uttanasana again. As you drape the body over the legs, you can hold the elbows in the front, or some of you might like to hold the elbows behind. Breathe a sense of grounding into the legs, finding that stillness. Slowly bend your knees a little deeper. Reach your arms forward as you find your chair pose. This time hold it still, but notice where the weight goes. Draw the shoulders back into the sockets. Engage your belly, squeeze your glutes, push down evenly through your feet, and then get the sensation that you're pulling the knees apart. Really push the feet down and try to pull the knees apart away from each other and resist that. Feel how that activates the whole of the legs all the way up to the hips. Now slowly start to rise. Arms reach up. Keep coming all the way till you float your heels. Reach tall through your fingers. Press down through the balls of the feet. Lengthen out the backs of the legs, warming up the calves. Breathing in. As you breathe out, set your heels down. Take the weight into the heels, lift your toes. Do that again, rock forward into the toes, float the heels. Come as tall as you can, feel the calves connect. Slowly set the heels down, lift the toes, release. You'll your feet towards each other now for Tadasana. Toes touch, heels apart, hands to heart. Inhale, take your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, walk it out, downward facing dog. Get heavy in your heels, keep your left heel heavy, take your right leg high, breathe in. As you breathe out, curl your knee to your nose, just round your spine, create the space, step through. Lighten the fingertips, press the back heel away. Reach your arms forward and high. Little softness in your back knee. Take your arms out to a T, keeping the back knee lifted. This time turn towards the right. Again, navel turns to the right. Left hand to the outside of that right knee. Right hand into the bind. Wrap yourself a little further into the rotation. Slowly release the hands, come back, frame your front foot, and find pyramid pose now. Right knee straightens, pulling the right hip back, left leg presses back, gets heavy. Fingertips on the mat or palms down. Find the version that works for you. And if you have a bend in the knee, don't stress about it. Just try and stretch into the back of the leg. Keep your chest lifted, spine long. Just concentrate on the right hip coming back. If you have the space to curl the toes, drive the heel down and let the back heel get a little heavier. Keep the spine long, bend any amount over that leg, not by rounding into the upper spine, but by dropping the belly to the thigh. Breathe. Slowly release. If you've lifted the toes, set them down. Reach your fingers forward. Stand on that right leg, standing splits. And don't worry what this right leg's doing. Just let it find a lightness as your right leg supports you. Hang the body spilling over that leg. Big breath. Now bend your left knee. Bring your knee and line it up with your right and bend your right knee a little. So you're in a little mini squat. Take your right hand to your waist. Feel steady through this right foot. Left hand to your waist. Slowly bring yourself up and let this left knee come all the way to the chest. Stand tall, foot stays flexed. Find steadiness. Hips are even, keep your hands on your waist. Option to extend that leg straight out in front of you, pressing the heel away. And then cross your left ankle over your right knee. Sit into the chair, keep the hands at the waist. And don't fold forward, instead lower down. Hips bend, knee deepens. Foot stays flexed. Find that steadiness, that stillness in the moments of pause. Keep the right knee bent, just unwrap this left leg. Just transitioning with bent legs, and you're just bringing this left leg all the way back where it started from, as slowly as you can. Take your arms, reach them high. Exhale, release from your foot, take some weight into your hand. As you step back to your plank, keep the right leg floating. Option to extend the left hand, reach your fingers forward, maybe float the hand. Find a steadiness, an evenness, and then set the hand down. Take spin to the outside of this left foot, take this right foot halfway, take the support into the right foot, left hand presses down, right arm reaches up. Option to stay, or you can lift this right foot and take that same figure four, ankle across the left knee. Lifting up, pressing the hips forward, slowly releasing, hand down, the foot down, lower your knees, lean the hips forward, bend your elbows, try line the chest and chin same time, and then slide onto your belly, untuck your toes, lift your cobra, maybe it's a little higher this time, maybe you take it to an up dog. Pull your belly in and up as you lift the hips for down dog. Big breath in, long breath out. Inhale, your left leg lifts, your right heel is heavy. Exhale, come forward, create that space, rounding your spine to step into. Line up your fingertips, press your back heel away, reach your arms forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge, reach tall. A little softness in that back knee so your hips settle, arms are wide. Find your rotation now, left arm back, right arm forward, navel to your left. Once you've reached your stopping point, hand to the knee, left hand to the bind, and just wrap yourself a little further into the rotation. Slowly release that and frame your front foot. Hands down onto your fingertips, pull that left hip back. Any amount, move slowly, be gentle, find your range of motion. For you, that might be right here with a bend in the knee. Some of you might come a little further back, heavy in the back heel, driving the left heel down. Try to stay long in your spine through your crown. If you want to come deeper, do it by bending the elbows to bring the belly down rather than rounding into the spine. Toes are lifted, set them down and reach your hands forward for your standing splits. Right leg floats. Find that lightness as your left leg gets stronger. Bend your right knee, line up your knees and bend both knees. Left hand to the waist, right hand to the waist. Start to bring yourself up, knee to chest. Stand tall in that standing leg. Foot stays flexed. Option to keep the knee bent or extend it out in front of you, pushing the heel away. Slowly set your right ankle over your left knee. Open the knee to the side and just drop down a little deeper into that chair pose. Breathe. Find any depth that works for you that allows your torso to stay open and lifted. Unwrap the leg, keep the knees bent, tilt forward so that you can transition, just guiding this right leg all the way back as slow, as steady as you can into your lunge. Arms reach up. Slowly release. Take your hands down, press your hands down, floating this back leg into your plank pose. Left leg floats. Option to take the right knee down, totally fine. Option to keep both hands down or start to inch this right hand forward. Maybe float the hand. Find steadiness, find stillness. Choose your balance, your challenge. Breathe into it. Set the hand down. Slowly roll to the outside of the right, step the left foot halfway. Take the support into that foot for your side plank. Left hand reaches up. Option to stay or float the foot and take that figure four, that same shape you took at the start, but press the hip forward. Make the waist long. Breathe. Slowly release, set the foot down, set the hand down, set the knees down. Bend your elbows, try to land the chest and chin at the same time. This is still a back bend. Slide it through and deepen your back bend. Low, high, cobra, or maybe your upward facing dog. Big breath. Now roll your belly in and up as you lift the hips, finding your downward facing dog. Big breath. Open your mouth, exhale. Slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Find your Uttanasana. Again, fold, just spill over the legs. Let your palms press down. Find that connection, find that sense of grounding, that steadiness. Lift your sit bones, lengthen the legs any amount. Feel the sit bones feel like they're drawing apart. Breathe. Inch your feet together, toes touch, knees touch, bend your knees, sit your hips back, find your chair pose. Float your heels. And find the steadiness by squeezing the knees, the ankles together. It's a little deeper. But keep the knees high, so you're dropping the hips, not lowering the heels any amount. Still finding the pause, finding the breath. Slowly rise all the way to the top and exhale over your heels. Stand in your left foot, come to the toes of your right, lift your right knee, open the knee to the side. Find free pose anywhere. So maybe the calf, the ankle, maybe catch the foot, bring it a little higher. Some of you can take the foot into a half lotus tree, folding the back of the foot, placing it up over that left hip. Allow the knee to drop down. Wherever you are, take a moment. Take your right hand behind into a bind. Take your left hand to your heart. Steady your breath. Find this moment of stillness. Strong supporting leg holding you. Breath is steady. Find a stillness for the mind. Slowly released. Take it to the other side. So right onto the left toes. Open the knee to the side and position the foot somewhere that feels good first. And then explore. Once you feel steady and balanced, choose the height of your branch. So maybe it's low, maybe it's high, maybe it's back into that half lotus. Two sides don't need to be the same. If you're taking your half lotus, just guide the foot towards that hip and let the left knee drop. Find a steadiness with your gaze so your mind can be still. Left hand into the half bind behind, right hand to the heart. As you find stillness, start to tune into the gentle movements the breath makes in the body. Slowly release. Take your arms out and up overhead, Urdhva-hastasana. Exhale, take up lots of space as you swan dive now into your fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, walk it forward to your downward facing dog. Feet hip distance. Head hangs between the biceps. Inhale, your right leg lifts, your left heel gets heavy. Exhale, round your knee towards your nose and step it through. Low lunge again, reach your arms forward and high. Take your time slowly setting this left knee down to the mat. Set it directly under the hip. Take your hands behind you into camel pose position, so thumbs on your sacrum, gently guide your hips a little deeper, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your back toes tucked. Release this left hand. Now you can just aim for the back of the leg. Some of you will reach it back for this left foot. Right hand to your front thigh. Just open. If you've made that connection, start to draw this right shoulder back to meet the left. Some of you will reach the right arm up. Find steadiness pressing through your foundation, through your feet. Slowly release. Take Take your hands down again as you find your half splits. This time let the hip drop back behind the knee and just sit it onto that back heel. Fold over this leg any amount. Keeping the heel flexed, just roll the toes out to the right side. Just getting a little different sensation along the outside of that leg. Slowly release, bend your knee, take some weight into your hands and step back again to your plank pose. Breathe in and out. As we float the right toes, option to take your left knee down. Take your left arm forward, find the steadiness. Left arm out to the side. Everything stays still, left arm down by your hip. Set the hand down, set the foot down. Take your vinyasa of choice, knees, chest and chin. Pull yourself through, find your back bend. Exhale your belly up and back down, facing dog. Last round. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Set it through between your hands, low lunge, line the fingertips up. Reach the fingertips forward, take them high. Take a breath in. Slowly set the knee down. Back toes are tucked. Take your hands to your sacrum again for your camel as you press your hips, guide them forward. Right hand can just rest on the back of that right hamstring or reach for the heel. You'll feel the shoulder open. See if you can bring the left shoulder back. Rest the hand on that front knee. Open the chest, maybe take that left arm up a little, deepen into it. Press the hips forward. Slowly bring yourself up, framing your foot, and as you draw your left leg back, left hip back, allow the hips to sit back towards the heels. Curling the toes, resting the hands, drive the heel down and just drop it out to the left of the toes. Breathe. Slowly release. Bend that left knee, take some weight in the hands. Take it back for your plank. Option to take this right knee down now as you float the left. Right arm forward. Find steadiness. Right hand out to the side. Right hand down by the hip. Set the hand down. Set the foot down. Take the knees down together. Drop your hips back. Find your child pose, untuck your toes, let your hips get heavy, all the way back towards the heels. Drop the head, spine softens, arms relax either in front or down by your body. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Slowly start to bring yourself up. Option to come back to this camel we started with, toes tucked, just reaching your hands back, opening your chest that way, lifting the hips so you can come a little higher, hands onto the heels. Press the hips forward. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly chin to chest. Hips to heels. Cross your ankles and sit. Take a moment as you sit quiet. And slowly extend your legs. Scoot yourself forward. Take your legs long, keep your knees bent. Allow yourself to roll down. Bring the knees with you as you lie on your back body, knees to your chest. Gentle upside down child pose, or some of you might like a half happy baby, sliding the hands up, gather the ankles or soles of the feet, draw them down towards the mat. hold of the right leg, extend the left. Just holding that right knee, just gently draw it across the body into a nice easy twist. Keep heavy with this right shoulder. Allow this right arm to drape up to anchor that right shoulder, and just land the right foot somewhere over on that left side. If that feels a little too pulley on the back body, slide this left knee up and have the knee stacking for your twist. You're just looking to stretch the hip away from the armpit. Try to keep your right armpit open and your arm draping up so that your shoulder doesn't roll in. Gather your knees in, come back to center. If you did so with one leg on the other side, extend the right leg, take the left leg across the body. Let it drop, let it find connection. Left arm reaches up and drapes over to find that heaviness, that left shoulder keeping it grounded. And again, if it felt a little too much, too intense, slide the bottom knee up so you have this stacking with the knees, the hips, and just feel the stretch, hip to armpit. Just a little rebalance for the low spine. Bring yourself back with an inhale. One last squeeze, knees to chest. This time lift your head, your shoulders, curl yourself into a tight little shape. Take a breath in. Pause. And then allow your exhale to unwrap you into Shavasana. Extending the legs long and wide. The arms away from the body. And in the midst of movement and chaos, keep the stillness inside you. Find Shavasana. To devote as much time as you have to your Shavasana, to your resting, finding the stillness inside. Thank you for practicing with me. See you next time. Namaste.